Good night, good night, good night. Gentlemen, how you guys doing today, man? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Micslmn stream. Hope you guys had a great day today. Counting down the days here, man, till we wrap up for the year and get some time off and hit the ground running strong again next year. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of some time off as well here in the coming days. Spend some time with your friends and loved ones, man. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. You're gonna have your traditional stream for sure. Purposefully planned this very short flight from Ontario to Phoenix. I like this flight a lot because I used to do it for work, travel this route for work often prior to the pandemic. Hopefully we'll hit the skies again here soon one of these days, but yeah, it's a quick flight because I wanted to take some time and kind of go into the very first initial stages of what it takes to pull off a flight here on Vatsim. I know many of you are new. You know, FS 2020 and a couple of other things recently has really brought folks out to Vatsim and has really started. Chief Simpile, what's going on? Andy Baez, what is going on? Simlog, what is going on? No, I'm not on Vatsim yet because I'm doing this from scratch. So we're going to do everything that I do prior to you guys seeing me go live. So again, as I said in the description, today's purpose is not really to go in depth tonight. There are plenty of other tutorials and a really in-depth, really well done tutorials, if you will, that kind of goes into what I'm going to be touching on tonight a little bit more in depth. The purpose of tonight is really to show you, man, what I do to get flying, to make sure we do as little rework as possible once we get on the network with Vatsim and the controllers there, and how we conduct a successful flight. So if you need any additional information after tonight, definitely feel free to hit me up, join the Discord, we'll talk about it. But again, definitely take advantages of the different tutorials that are out there on YouTube and all that good stuff today. So without further ado, Andy, I'm doing good, man. Without further ado, let's get into it. So let me pull up a couple of different things here, right? This is, again, Micslmn's way of getting ready to do a flight here, whether it's on stream or just throwing up some flights there off stream just to get something in the air on Vatsim. First thing you want to do, let me get you guys over to my other monitor here. And in fact, that Zibo APU sound may be a little bit too loud. The GPU actually. There we go. That's a little better on the ears there. Let me know if the volume and everything is good, my friends. So let me know if you guys are having issues seeing the screen. First things first, right? Today I know I want to go from Ontario to Phoenix, Arizona. And I know I want to, do Southwest, or sometimes you may not even understand or know, who does that route. You just want to do it. And again, today's IFR purposes, as well as, commercial aviation purposes. We can get into VFR and all that stuff a little bit later on, but strictly aiming at IFR commercial flights, because a lot of people, when they jump into Vatsim, that's the first thing they want to do. So the first website I go to, my friends, is called Flightaware.com. All of the websites and tools that we'll be utilizing today is linked in the description below. So I've already got this pre-planned, if you will. So Flightaware.com, actually, let me take you to the very beginning here. This is the landing page to the website. First thing you're going to see. And again, what you want to do is just pop in your origin and your arrival. Helpful if you know the ICAO codes up front as well, but I think if you type just the name in here, it'll populate as well, or at least narrow it down. So Ontario to Phoenix, right? You got a number of different flights here, and again, these are real-world flights, if you will, and obviously based on the timing here, you'll see the flights cascading from the recent flights at the very bottom and the planned flights at the very top. Generally what I do is, okay, I know I want to fly the Zibo today, and I know I want to fly a 737 Southwest operation. So I look for the latest Southwest flights that we can file here and publish on the network to get a couple of different things, routing, cruise altitude, and in fact, if you want to go into even more details, you can get the gate numbers as well. And again, I did mention in the description, but this is specific to VATUSA, specific to the United States here. You can find European flights. It's just not as detailed with some of the European flights. A lot of the European routes aren't published for some reason. They used to be about 2 years ago on Flightaware, but they aren't there anymore, so it's a little bit harder. But we can talk about Europe another time. Most of this will apply to Europe, but specifically for America today, right? So let's see here. The last flight that Southwest did out of Ontario to Phoenix was 1076. Again, it really doesn't matter, but the cool thing about Flightaware is it also takes into account weather, winds aloft, all that good stuff, because these are the routes that the real world flight dispatchers are planning for these airliners. So that's why I try to stick to the closest flight time of my flight or of the stream. Obviously the next one out is 12 hours out. You can use the UPS route, which would probably be the same. It's about 6 hours out. This one's a little bit better, and one thing you have to keep in mind as well is we're going to get our SID and our stars from this as well, so sometimes that can change what you get on Vatsim, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. So you want to make sure you are picking a route that is similar to your equipment that you'll be flying. So the CRJ, the 737, all kind of falls in the realm there of jet aircrafts, right? If you saw a TBM or something down here, you probably want to stay away from those routes. So we can pick Mesa 5917 here, and that's actually en route and arriving shortly. So bingo, that is the flight plan that I'm going to use. You guys let me know if I'm going too fast. I'll try to look at the chat as I'm doing this, but let me know if I'm going too fast. You have any additional questions, you want me to slow down, you name it. So as you can see, Ontario to Phoenix, you've even got the gate number. It's very detailed. You've got the gate number at the departure and arrival airports. I think we're sitting at 410 right now. because Southwest generally parks at this gate at Ontario, but doesn't matter. Again, that's really if you want to get very granular. And then arriving B19, and the gate info also helps because it also helps you plan the runway that you want to land on, right? You generally want to land closer to your gates, but that's all dependent on, you know, what Vatsim is doing and whatnot. So anyway, that's your gate information. That's your routing down here. You can look at some of this other stuff when you have time as well, but what I'm focused on here, my friends, is the actual route. So what I'm going to do is copy this, and I'm going to go over to another little website called simbrief.com. Flightaware shows gates. Yes, I think that is what I just said. No simlock. You go over to simbrief.com, and what you want to do is create yourself a new flight plan. Again, you can use a couple of different other tools out there like PFPX. PFPX is a little bit more in detail, man. That really gets into the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of flight dispatching. For some of you newbies out there, I highly recommend SimBrief. I used to use PFPX, but it is I'd rather do the flights than play a dispatcher. Again, it was fun dabbling into it, and if I really want to, you know, get into the nitty-gritty of flight planning and flight dispatching, it's a good tool to use. And I think it's payware, where SimBrief is freeware. So anyway, I want to use Southwest. So we saw that the Southwest call sign is Southwest 1076, was one of the latest ones there, so we'll go ahead and throw that into the box. We want to go from Ontario to Phoenix, and obviously we're flying a Zibo 738 tonight. Couple of different things on here, and again, I'm not going to spend too much time going into detail because, like I said, there are plenty of tutorials and videos out there today that walks through all of these tools that I'm going to be using today in full detail. But some of the things that you want to make sure you fill in is obviously your call sign, your flight number, your departure and arrival airport. SimBrief is nice enough that it'll automatically populate a alternate for you. And in fact, I think the alternate is based on weather, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen it do fancy stuff like that. So obviously, it's taken into account, you know, let's say we were going into Phoenix today, and Phoenix was having some thunderstorms, which is very rare. It's telling me that Prescott is actually the closest alternate for my aircraft to handle my equipment that doesn't have that type of weather issue that Phoenix would be encountering. Stalker in the chat, what's going on, my friend? Obviously, you need to pick your airframe, 737-800. I'm here in the States, so I always use imperial units, pounds, but you can change that to kilograms as well. I usually don't touch anything on this side. Cruise profile, my general rule of thumb is stick to 40 at a very high level. And again, this is not getting into nitty-gritty details. The higher your cruise profile, the faster you will fly, the more fuel you will burn. The lower your cruise profile, the slower you will fly, and the less fuel you will burn. At the end of the day, we're simmers. We don't pay for the fuel. Max it out if you want to, but I generally stick to around 40. I don't touch any of this other stuff on here. Climb profile, descent profile, that can stay where it's at. Scheduled flight time, departure and arrival runways. Now, here is kind of where I want to pause, because again, what we talked about was trying to do as much work up front, so that way we're not doing a ton of rework after the fact. And SimBrief will automatically just do runways for you based on the winds. And if you know anything about flying, obviously real world or even on Vatsim, it takes into account not just winds and the weather, but also traffic. You also want to take into account, like I mentioned before, where you're parking when you land, where you're parked currently before you depart. So all of that is something that we want to take into account before we actually plan our runway. So with that being said, the first thing I check is a little tool, another little tool, my friends, called Flightaware. So I'm sorry, Flight Radar 24. I love this tool. You'll hear a lot of folks sometimes on Vatsim, if there's no controller on, hey, what's the active runway? The cool thing about Vatsim is it simulates real world ops as much as possible. So it'll simulate the real world most of the time, the real world runway that the fields are currently simulating in real life. It even simulates closures, if I'm not mistaken, on Vatsim most of the time again. So first things first is trying to identify our departure runway. Now again, obviously if you look at Vatsim and there's an Asus up there, you want to check that because that's king. But this is for the purposes of, let's say there's no air traffic control on or there's no Asus up. What is my departure runway? So we'll zoom in on Ontario. And if you take a look here, we are parked up here somewhere. You can see here that a SkyWest just landed from Salt Lake City, right? So again, based on the winds that I've checked at Ontario, the weather, and based on this real world flight that is taxiing off the runway right now, according to flight radar, it looks like West Ops is the deal tonight at Ontario. For the most part, that doesn't change, my friends. It's generally what it is here. This part of the world, this part of the country. LAX is almost always in West Ops. Ontario is almost always in West Ops. And John Wayne is always almost in West Ops. So 26 right would probably make the most sense for us. The next thing I check before I plug in that departure runway is Vatsim. Another tool that I've linked, or another website that I've linked in the description below, is Vatsim Map. Obviously there's no one on here at Ontario, but sometimes you can click on the actual little red dot down here and pull up the Asus to find the arrival. There you go, the arrival and departing runway. So we'll get to Phoenix in a second, but we don't have anything for Ontario. But again, based on real world weather and based on real world flights, 26 right is our departure runway. So in this case, SimBrief was correct. The reason why I say this, my friends, is because let's say we get going here, we plugged everything, we push back, you hear that chime as usual on VPilot. Ontario just came online, right? And you want to make sure you have the runway set based on real world operations and based on Vatsim operations, because he could tell you to change runways right before you're getting ready to taxi. And get out of there. So again, like I said, this is all aimed at doing as much upfront work as possible, so it saves you rework at the end or when you're ready to actually do your flight. So let's continue on. 26 right's our departure runway. We're going to do the same thing for the arrival runway. Let's first take a look at flight radar and see, you know, what operations Phoenix is in tonight. And it looks like they are also in West Ops. Here's where it gets interesting. As you can see, there are parallel approaches coming into Phoenix, right? And this is kind of what I talked about when I said it's also helpful to understand the gate that you're going to be going to. If we take a look at, again, where Southwest 1076, you see that Southwest, again, I know Phoenix a lot, so they generally park on the south side, Charlie and Delta gates. But for those that don't know, you want to take a look and see that Phoenix for Southwest, this flight specifically is Delta 4. So we want to understand, you know, what runway would be beneficial for us to come into, so that way we have a shorter taxi. Now again, it could be dependent on how ATC is feeling, it could be depending on the traffic, but as you can see here, that's and you can pull up your airport maps to kind of see where that is. But I know, again, off bat that Delta 4 is somewhere around here, south of the airport here, and 25 left makes the most sense. Generally here in the States, you depart the inners and arrive the outers. So that's runway 25 right at Phoenix. This is 25 left at Phoenix. So 25 left is what we're going to plan today. We can also take a look, like I said, at Vatsim and make sure that is actually what the controller is doing down there. And we take a look at the Asus, bingo. Expect visual approach 26. Arrivals from the south, expect visual approach 25 left. So we are arriving from the southwest. So like I said, 25 left it is. And again, that matches real world flight radar. And again, most of the time, 90% of the time, that's what you'll find. So that is that. Let me take a look at the chat. John went to bed. John, I will see you later. Is SimBrief should pick up the runway based on the winds, I think, as well. That is correct, SimLog. But it's, again, like I mentioned, it's not just about winds. It's about traffic flow as well. So, and it's also about, again, where you're parking and all that other good stuff. So that's that. So again, let's continue our flight planning. We're going to change this to 25 left. We want to make this auto, and we're going to take about 90 passengers today. Why not? Also helpful for me to put the arrival gate here. Sometimes ATC will ask you where you're parking. Let's just throw that in there as a dispatch remarks, as a reminder to ourselves. and we already plugged in the route. Let's just generate this here. LA Center is now online. You see what I mean? So again, never fails. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're doing the planning up front, so that way when you get to your aircraft, LA Center is not going to change stuff on you, because you know that's what the real world operations is showing. Simlog, if you want to run, man, you can go ahead. But like I said, we wanted to do this step by step for some of our new folks today. The next thing you want to do, my friends, after this is file this on Vatsim. So you have a couple of ways to do this. You can open up your X pilot or V pilot, depending on what you're flying, and actually fill in all the details, or save this file and load it up. Who has time for that? Vatsim and SimBrief has really partnered together over the last couple of years to make this as seamless as possible. So what I generally do is just come down here and pre-file it. So IVAO, Pilot Edge, and I'm not sure what POSCON is, but Vatsim, you can pre-file that here. I'm going to sign in. And it takes everything that you just did in SimBrief and populates the dispatch page for you to send over to ATC. You want to make sure you're not connected to vPilot when you do this, or else it won't allow you. It'll tell you that there's already a call sign already connected. But this is essentially what you want to do in order to, kind of save some time and not fill in all that stuff, by hand in the actual Xpilot client. Anyway, we'll go ahead and file that off. So that, my friends, what we just covered today. We covered finding a route through Flightaware, right, and understanding gates and all that. We covered actually filing the flight plan through SimBrief. Again, all of these utilities and websites are linked below. And I know I'm blowing by this. It is pretty late at night here, and I want to get going on the flight. But again, I did want to touch on this, and we can always come back later and go a little bit more in depth. So we covered filing the flight and planning it. We covered sending that off, and we also covered understanding the active runways that the real world operations are using today, so we can get rid of all of that good stuff. So that is essentially it in a nutshell. The next thing I want to do, my friends, is start up Sim Toolkit Pro. So I'll go ahead and do that. Sim Toolkit Pro I have linked below as well. Shout out to Stalker Actual Gaming for putting me onto this thing, man. This is a exceptional tool. I love it. It really takes everything that you need from a flight planning standpoint and allows you to just run with it. So here's Sim Toolkit Pro. Next thing I do here is Bombasso. What's going on, man? I'm gonna have to rewatch this, man. Loving the info. I know I'm flying by it, Bombasso. It's hard to keep up, but I do want to be cognizant of folks' time. I don't want to be here all night. But yeah, definitely rewatch, man, and ping me later if you have any questions, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight. What we want to do is go to flight planning, and we can always talk about Sim Toolkit Pro another time and show you guys how to use it, but you've got plenty of different things in here. You'll load the latest SimBrief flight plan. Again, it just connects right to SimBrief and pulls everything over. As you can see, we just filed Southwest 1076. I'll go ahead and hit fly now and connect to Xplane 11. And then you want to fire up vPilot and connect to the network. And again, you don't need to refile, you don't need to do any of that stuff. All of that is already done via the SimBrief export and the pre-file that you've done on Vatsim. So like Simlog said, LA Center has mysteriously now come online, but guess what, guys? I'm not worried because for the most part, 99% of the time, especially if the controller knows what they're doing, everything that I've done and pulled all of the real world information is accurate. So all we have to do is just essentially program the boxing and get out of here. We shouldn't have any runway switches on us or anything like that. Did filing through SimBrief also include your remarks about wanting Terminal D? Good call out, Dave. It did not. But if you wanted to, let me show you where you would put that. Me wanting Terminal D is actually the dispatch remarks for me. So that way when I look at Sim Toolkit, it's actually right here, right? I can just refer to it. D4 is what I'm planning. But for ATC, if you wanted to let them know, let me go to my briefing here. And we'll actually pretend we'll pre-file this again. Where you would put that, my friend, is here in the remarks. So you can put that there. You know what? We can actually do that today. What is my gate? D4. So I can do arrival gate D4. And let me disconnect, because like I said, you can't do it while connected. It'll throw an error, but you just file that back and reconnect. So now if you guys take a look at that Vatsim map and take a look at the dispatch remarks, you'll see that in there, and so will ATC. So yeah, good call out. That's how you would do that. Again, this is Sim Toolkit Pro. It has everything that I've just done on SimBrief. Now let's head to the aircraft, my friend, and get out of here. Let's see. I need another source. Where am I going? Xplane. Nope, that's not what I want. Yes. There we go. Any other questions? Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. All right, man. I hope you guys were with me so far. All right, let's get ready to get out of here. I need to align the IRSs. I'm gonna blow by this stuff, obviously, because not part of the dispatching tutorial. If you want to learn how to fly the Zibo or the 737, again, plenty of other content out there as well. So I'm just gonna fly by this part right now. Oh, I did miss one. A32NX is fixed same day as the new update. That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing the news. We'll have to check that out. We'll be back in FS 2020 again soon, my friends. I'm just loving Xplane again these days. Andy, this is great. I hope you I hope it's helpful, man. I really wanted to do that for you guys. I did miss one more thing, my friends, but it is also linked in the dispatch in the YouTube details. SimBrief downloader, again, freeware. It also comes with SimBrief. You need to install it. This makes your life a lot easier as well in terms of getting the actual flight plan that you just filed into your aircrafts or any other utilities that's going to utilize your flight plan. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw this in Xplane 11. We'll overwrite that because I want to get that right into the Zibo. And then Active Sky also utilizes it, so I'm going to go ahead and load this into Active Sky as well. Where are we? Ontario to Phoenix, and our alternate is KPRC. This will just give us a little bit more detailed information in terms of the actual winds aloft forecast and all that good stuff. 3003 is the altimeter. We'll have to check that and make sure that's set. There we go. 3003. Awesome. Let's get the people on board here. Let's start the flight leg. Got my IFR clearance via PVC. Hopefully they'll be good, and expect to be runway within 30 minutes. Yeah, we should be out of here within 30 for sure. I'm on and I filed, but no PDC clearance yet. So we'll see if he throws something at me. Let's get going here. We're gonna blow by this, my friends. I'll go to the FMC. So used to FS 2020. This is weird. Let's see. We are at Ontario today. Reference airport. We'll throw that down there. We'll go to route. What we want to do is KONT-KPHX01. Throw that in company route. And again, because I use SimBrief downloader, it automatically threw it in there for me. I'm to your left all the way down. Might go ahead and push now and taxi down. Wait. Go ahead, man. It's going to be a while for me. I told you, man. I told you just go ahead tonight, man. It's going to be a little bit. Southwest 1076. You fly fast anyway, so we'll catch up. That's the flight number. We'll activate that, execute that. Next thing I want to do is get my fuel management stuff going and payload. According to SimBrief, we are taking 11552 on the fuel. That looks good. Let me call the fuel truck in the meantime. Go back to payload. On the payload, we're actually taking, I think, 90 packs. So we'll do, and again, you want to make sure this is balanced, at least to the best of your ability. Let's do 30. That's 70. 80. No, that's 90. 80, 90. That enough? Our takeoff weight was, according to SimBrief, 125. Boom! Spot on. 114 on the zero fuel weight. That'll work. That looks good. What you want to do now is go down here, go to performance in it. If you double tap that, it will give you what's actually in the box there. Actually, that's going up. Yep, that looks good. 11.5 on the fuel. Reserves 4.0. Does Vatsim controllers typically look at the website for real-world active ops? Yeah, that's a good question, Dave. I don't know what they use. I don't think they use typically flight radar. They may have something a little bit more, you know, in depth, but I don't know. Like I said, I generally don't have issues with them. And in fact, don't be afraid, man. If you're coming in and you've already filed and you're coming in on approach or you're getting ready to depart and they come on late and there was no ATIS up, say, hey, man, I looked at real world ops. This is the runway. Oftentimes I've had a controller, you know, come and say, hey, actually, you're right. Let me change that or let me update that now. So again, Vatsim really tries to simulate real world ops. So flight radar is your best friend. 279 at 72. Damn, that's some strong tailwinds. We're going to be hauling the Phoenix tonight. So we'll execute that. Departure. No, what am I doing? 26 right, Raj A3. And this is going to be the meatball transition. In the Phoenix, again, we talked about all this, and this is what I mean by doing all this upfront work as much as possible, because now when you get into the aircraft, it's just easy. You're ready to go. Hydra 1 transition is Blythe, and 25 left. Steep descent, blah, 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 blah. That looks good. Let's run through our performance numbers. Actually, let me do this. Fuel's on board. That looks good. N1 limit. It's a long runway. Again, you want to look at your runways. One thing I didn't touch on is Navigraph, but we can do that airborne. And I think I've, you know, talked about Navigraph many times before, and you guys are all probably familiar with it. But definitely want to make sure you have your charts, my friends, if you're flying on the network. It is your best friend. We've got 12,000 feet of runway. I'm going to derate the hell out of this takeoff, and we're light, so we don't need to go crazy here. And we're going to climb out via climb 1. We're not worried about terrain or any of that stuff. So flaps 5 generally here. I know Zibo has a little performance calculator now these days, but you don't technically need that, man. Let's go to the winds are 260 at 7. That looks good. That looks good. And trim is 600. Okay. 138 on the takeoff. That looks good. So let me set this up. Flight directors look good. We got data set. That's on. That's on. 138. I'm going to put back the approach course in case we need to come back to the runway. Let's get 258 on both sides. Always want to tee up your runway heading. 258. Top altitude I think is 5,000, so 5,000 here. Flight directors on. LNAV, VNAV, data. Awesome sauce. Let's see, what am I missing in chat? Looks like an immediate left turn on the SID. Is that what you're seeing? Yeah, you go to SimLog. Again, guys, this is why charts are helpful. The Raj A3 departure calls for, out of 26 right, 26 left, you're going to climb runway heading, which is 258 to 1,460 feet. Then you make that left turn direct across Sohail at above 4. Then on a track of 133 to cross Raja at above 7. So it's almost an immediate left turn. You definitely want to get the heck out of there for sure. There's terrain and some of that other stuff around. And the top altitude, I think ATC will assign. What else? Let's get the APU started here. We're fueled up and ready to go. We can get all the fuel pumps on. Where's my APU? Forgive me, guys. It's been a while since we've been in the Zibo. That looks good. Yaw damper coming on. That looks good. That looks good. What are we going up today? 350? Tree 50. Fun stuff indeed, my friend. APU's coming on. Get those seatbelt signs on. It's the APU. 125.8. Simlog, is LA busy, man? Because I'll probably depart offline and then connect back. I don't want to wait an hour for clearance.
American 814, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85.
That is loud. Oh, Albuquerque's on too? Alright. Central Center, good night. Southwest 1076 on the ground at Ontario with the weather. Looking for IRFR to Phoenix is fault.
So 1076, pre-departure on the way.
Received, thank you. 7332 on the squawk.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 1312, flight level 370.
I'm not using this and I have a
Delta
radio.
1312, Los Angeles Center, squawk 7152.
7152, Delta 1312.
Alright, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. I'm coming, Simlog. Yeah, my bad, guys. I turned them down. Let me know if it's still too loud.
They're 882, Sierra Sierra, wind calm, runway 7, clear land. Clear land, runway 7, 822, TM 759, Romeo Victor, descend and maintain 7,000.
There we go. PA system. Welcome aboard, my friends.
Maybe a few minutes early if we're lucky.
TM 9, Romeo Victor, expect LS, runway 7.
Cruise altitude, level off on our way, should be nice and smooth for the whole flight. Once again, we welcome you aboard. Please sit back, relax, enjoy the ride.
Alright, what else is up, my guys? What else is up? What else we need to do? That's good. We can get rid of ground power on APU now. Packs coming on. APU bleed coming on. Let's set this trim.
Singapore 12, heavy, where are you parking? Singapore 12, EGS 253, expect LS 25.
Let's get the heck out of here. Ground handling. Nope, what am I looking for, guys? Oh, better pushback is in the tablet on the Zibo. That's correct.
Southwest 1295 on the ground here, perfect. Like
GPU disconnect. Make sure parking brakes are set. It is. Remove the chocks. Better pushback. Yo, shout out to Sim Chief, man, for the great new pushback sounds. They sound a little bit more realistic.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are
Captain
ready.
Geo, Zibo for the win, man. Of course.
Singapore 12, we're asking us about our design parking.
Okay, thank you. Just give us a few seconds.
It's been a while since I've been in here, man. I've been watching all of you guys stream, man. I missed it, so I had to jump back in.
I think we're going to park at the international.
Oh, how do you stop them from... How do we let them know we're ready to go? Strobes, right? Anti-collision. There we go.
I would take gate 156.
I love the Zibo, man. FO will come up and close the door for us.
Left, taxi, make a left turn there to Echo, taxi east on Echo to your gate, monitor this frequency. East on Echo to the gate.
We got passengers wearing face masks back there. Thank you. Look at that. The Zibo is so immersive, man, and this is freeware, my friends. I really wish there was a way for him to bring this thing.
Completed, all doors and hatches closed. steering pin inserted. We are connecting right now. Push back, then we'll be ready to lift you up. Just please confirm parking brake is set.
Parking brakes is set, my man. I really wish there was a way for him to bring this to FS 2020, man. Let's get the transponder on.
It's on November 1.
You out in Phoenix this time, Gio? You making moves, my man. Are you heading back home for the holidays? Hopefully you get to spend some time before you're back on the road again.
This is the one heavy RNAV Docker. Wind is 2304, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight, man. This is I know it was a little bit redundant for some of you advanced folks. Did he tell me to release the parking brakes? Yes, he did. Start the clock.
LA Center, American 1532, London, clear.
Let's get these bad boys going. Yeah, you see how long it's been in? I've been in the Airbus, man. Get the packs off, or else we're not getting any engine started today. What am I doing? That goes to ground, not continuous. No, I won't be home till the 28th or the 29th. We'll be here for New Year's for sure. Cool, man. Stay safe out there, bro. He might, because I don't think most 2020 simmers are gonna play $100 for a PMDG plan. So, Dave, you'll be surprised, man. You'll be surprised. You know, as a P3D guy from inception, you know, I'm a big PMDG guy, but this Zibo stuff blows a lot of things that the PMDG doesn't do well out of the water, which includes the level of immersion. So if he brought this quality to FS 2020, it'd be hard for me to purchase PMDG. I'm telling you that right now. Heading to Salt Lake City tomorrow, then Brookshire, Texas, then start to make my way home. Gotcha. Racking up the miles, my friend. We did forget to do one thing. In case we have an engine out here, let's do some fix information. KONT. We're going to fly runway heading to 25 nautical miles and hold. And we also want to make sure we make that left turn within 5 DME so we can have that visually set as well. Oh, that can't be runway heading. What's the engine out? 078. Whoops.
Expect vectors ILS 25 left approach. Expect vectors 25 left approach. Singapore 12.
There we go.
What's your airspeed?
Parking brakes are set. Let's get number 2 fired up.
Singapore 12, slow to 220 knots or less for spacing.
Simlog, how you doing, man? I'm coming. Where you at? Oh, there you go, behind me. I think you should go first this time. Guys, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. I know it's late for most of you. What time is it here? 6:45 here on the West Coast. I know it's pretty late for some of you guys points east, so I do appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Welcome to the stream. I hope that you guys were able to benefit from some of the information shared there as relates to dispatching and flight planning specific to the Vatsim network. I think it goes without saying, and if you're a real world pilot, you know this, but please do not use any of this information to go planning your real flights out there. So this is specific to flight sim and Vatsim. Although obviously, like I said, most of this stuff is real world operations anyway. 2 good starts. We got starter cutout. That goes to both. That goes to Jen. That goes APU off. That goes off. Packs coming back on so they don't suffocate back there. That looks good. Isolation valves to auto. APU bleed can come off. Don't need that anymore. Hydraulics coming on. Window heats coming on. Boom, 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 boom. Flaps 5.
26 right via
That looks good. And engine start switches to continuous through 10,000. Quick flight controls check. It's full up, center, full down, center. Yeah, it makes almost 9 here. Full left, center, full right, center. Yeah, man, I appreciate you hanging in there, Stalker. Full right, center, full left, center. That looks good on there. Engine good.
Romeo Victor, wind calm, runway 7, clear to land.
Looks good. Let's get out of here, my friends. Parking brakes released. Let me grab my, like I said, I think I told you guys, I'm using another stick here for my tiller control. It's pretty awesome to have separate sticks. It really kind of mimics the realism. Because this Warthog, the new Warthog that I got, didn't realize it didn't have an RZ axis to turn, but all good. We made it work. Oh, where am I going without clearance? I'm bugging. Los Angeles Center, good night again. Southwest 1076 rated taxi 26 right.
That's 1076, runway 26 right, taxi via November 1, Whiskey. The Ontario altimeter is 3003.
November 1 Whiskey 3003, Southwest 1076.
And at 253, you are 10 miles from Lima. Turn right heading 220. Maintain 3,500 till established on the localizer. Cleared ILS 25 left approach.
Set the cabin lights for takeoff.
3,500 on to establish.
Alright, taxi light coming on.
2675, radar contact, stay altitude.
Terrain and weather on this side.
2675, altitude checks, climb via the SID.
Like I said, we purposefully picked a short flight because we knew the dispatching stuff was going to take a while. So we'll as soon as we get to cruise, we'll be coming right back down. So it won't be long at all, guys. Won't be long. Let me get TARA set early here.
New Zealand 1 heavy, climbing tape level 340.
Captain Nate, yo, what's going on, man? Good evening.
Bunker 452, contact Oakland Center 132.20, have a good flight.
Hope you're doing well.
Over to Oakland Center 132.20.
We got Simlock taxiing out with us there.
505, Los Angeles Center, good evening. Descend via the OC2 arrival.
Descend via the OC2 arrival.
I missed my track IR. I gotta get this thing working again, man. You guys, man, check out the Closed Podcast, Closed Traffic Podcast. It's there. Nightbot is dropping it there. I'm going to talk a little bit about it once we get airborne, but as a prequel, definitely click on that link there and check it out, courtesy of Stalker Actual Gaming. And Southwest 1076, fully ready, 26 right.
1076, RNF Sewell, the wind 250 at 7 runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
RNF Sewell, 26 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1076. Another thing you guys always want to make sure you check is your RNAV off the runway. Sometimes it can differ, so just always double check. Alright, let's get out of here.
Clear right 220, maintain 3,500 to establish a localizer carry 25 left approach, AGF 283, wind 230 at 4, runway 25
Cabin
left.
secure, thank you. I feel like I'm missing something, guys. It's been a while with the Zibo. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's start the clock here. I guess we'll know when things, the bells and whistles start going off here on roll.
LA Center, American 386, hold short 265.
Spool them up. That's 40% and 1 unstable. Let's go.
Southwest departing.
I'm away 386.
Airspeed's alive 2 times, both sides.
80 knots.
80 knots and checked.
V1 rotate.
V1 rotate.
Positive rate.
Oh, the brake gear's coming up.
Turn 2675, climbing too low, 310.
That's 1,500 feet.
TBM 9 Romeo Victor, welcome
Start
to
taking the
Santa
flaps up a
Barbara.
little bit
Exit
here.
left taxi to parking. Thanks for flying.
Exit left taxi parking. That's all done, right, Victor.
There's the cutback.
So 1076 radar contact, say altitude.
2.8 Southwest 1076.
So
Left turn.
1076, climb, maintain 1 tree 13,000.
1 tree 13,000 Southwest 1076.
Figure 386, on F fuel, wind is 2507, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
We'll retract the flaps after the turn here.
Takeoff, Figure 386.
I don't like to mess with them in a turn if they want to be conscious of energy management. Still hand flying her here. Gorgeous departure out of Ontario. Like I said, I've done this flights
LA Center, American
gosh, countless times. It's breathtaking.
Figure 1532, understand. Good luck getting it fixed. We'll talk to you later.
All right, let's go clean. Turn-offs can go, and the taxi lights can go.
So aircraft center needs to close. All aircraft flight on rest. Thanks for flying. We'll see ya.
See ya.
1,000 to go.
We'll keep it climbing here. Altitude intervene 13,000. I forgot we're in a Boeing. You gotta tell it that. Let's get her stabilized and then we'll give it over to the autopilot here. There we go. Command A. Alright, let's clean up here. That goes off. Back landing gear coming off. Those lights look good for now. And let's finish cleaning up the flaps. Alright, that was your Zibo departure. Let's see what I missed. You set the trim. I did set the trim. Auto throttle armed. It was armed and we sent it. Yes sir, yes sir. Get the volume down, man. The Zibo is loud. I love it. I love how immersive it is. But she is loud. Guys, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Quick flight, like I said, as soon as we get up, we're coming down. But I did want to take the majority of the time there to do some flight planning and dispatching with you all. Hope you guys learned, you know, I don't want to say a lot, but, you know, a good bit from that. I know I kind of flew through it there. But again, the intention was really to focus on kind of those a quick way of getting your flight plan done, filed, and on the Vatsim network flying. 10K feet and flaps just coming up. Well, it's not just about your altitude. No, we were still at flaps 1 speed, so I was delayed a little bit, but I think we were fine. Remember, it's not an Airbus, man. It's a Boeing. This thing will do flaps 5 at 290, no problem. Spur, man, what's going on? Good to see you, bud. I am doing well. I'm doing well. ATC went offline, right? So let's continue our climb. We're 350. Simlog, how you doing back there, bud? You're probably right behind us on our tail. And speaking of 10,000, we can get the landing lights off and the ignition mode selectors back to auto. We'll chime the cabin. And we're going up to 300 today. Altitude intervene. It's quiet in the flight deck. Let's get some music. We're on our way, guys. We're on our way. We can clean up the box as well. Obviously, we're not making a return back to the airport, so let's delete the fix information. That looks good. We won't spend much time out the aircraft tonight. Like I said, it's top of descent right there already. What did I miss? LA Center went offline the second I took off. He knew I was going to be trouble. He did know you were going to be trouble. Wanted to spare himself. Going open climb. Cool beans. 290 knots at flaps 5. You must be thinking of a mad dog. Flaps 1. Fine. Flaps 1. The 737 is a little bit more forgiving on the flaps, your flap speed, than the Airbus. So standard sets. Hope you guys had a good day. We are. What light is that? Oh, the wing light. We are making our way over to Phoenix. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit about the flight planning and dispatching. Again, that is the Micslmn way. In no way, shape, or form is it the absolute way by any means. Kind of just wanted to share with you guys, because I know a lot of you are new to Vatsim and new to flight planning and dispatching and all that good stuff. That is the easiest way, just on, you know, years of knowledge on flying on this network. So next time we'll do some actual VFR flight planning. We'll use SkyVector. I'll kind of show you some of the flights, the VFR flights that I do around Southern California. That's a little bit more in detail, right? You can't just pull some routes off of Flightaware, although you technically you can, but it's not as available, if you will. You got to do a little bit more digging, a little bit more homework planning those VFR flights. So we'll be back with another segment on that. So stay tuned. What was I saying? Or something crazy like flaps 5.3. Yes, guys, check out the Closed Traffic podcasts. Yours truly, Stalker Actual Gaming, has a podcast just recently started, and I had the pleasure of jumping on the other day and just shooting the breeze about just TOLS and FS 2020 and just flight sim and aviation in general. It was a blast. So the link is there. Nightbot has spammed it a few times. Also, if you do ! Podcast, it should get you that link as well. So check it out. Kind of new in its inception, but we definitely want to support Stalker there. We'll have some more folks on too, if I'm not mistaken, right, Stalker? We'll get some other folks across the aviation community, some real world pilots, some scenery developers, you name it. I think it's pretty exciting and pretty fun to have those sessions. So check it out, support it, share it. You know what to do. Bombasso, thank you. Oh, I just realized something. Where is where's the Sim Toolkit overlay? That was strange. I'm like, the stream looks naked. I couldn't figure out what it was. There we go. Let me know if you guys can see that okay. I don't know why I was missing. Captain Geo, thank you, sir. I think it's fun, man. We definitely want to have more and more folks on. If Stalker will have us. Cool, thank you, Simlock. What you guys got planned for the holidays, man? I can't believe it. It's almost Christmas already. What a year. What a year. Like I said, hopefully you guys get some time off, be able to spend some time with the family, relax. I know I will. We'll try to come back on with you guys maybe one more time before Christmas. We'll see. Actually, no, Christmas is Friday already. I don't know. We won't stream tomorrow for sure. We'll look at Thursday. Worst case, we'll look at the weekend there. We'll probably come back Saturday. And then we got some time off the last week of the year, next week. So we'll do some streams then as well. So looking forward to seeing you guys. I know a lot of other folks will be streaming as well. Definitely check out some of these other folks' channel here. Our good friend Sim Chief Pilot, Stalker Actual Gaming, of course. Captain Geo's got some great content when he's home. Love watching this stuff. Who else is in here that streams? I think that's it, but let them know, man. Definitely share your stuff. We love watching you all stream when we're not streaming. Actually, I enjoy watching you all stream more than I enjoy streaming, believe it or not. I love learning from you guys. I love interacting with you guys. Level off, and no, we won't level off. We're gonna 3-5. Not sure why we filed so high. That's fine. We'll get the seatbelt size to auto. Yeah, we did file 3-5. We'll stop at 300. I don't think we have. Simlog, is Albuquerque on? Let me take a look. Oh no, but Phoenix approaches, so we'll have to contact he or she once we get a little lower. I'm not a streamer, I log my flights sometimes. That's right, man. Simlog, don't be bashful. Simlog has a channel as well. He throws up a little bit of footage there now and again. Check it out as well. I think the last one I saw Simlog was Costa Rica, right? Captain Geo just subbed to Stalker. Awesome, man. Stalker has a unique channel, man. I love his channel because, like I said, he brings a lot of real world experience, and he visits all those little airports out of the way that a lot of us don't really get to. It's fun to see those, man, depicted in the sim, especially in FS 2020 once we get an actual airliner to fly worth a damn. Tune in, man. He's going to be regional hopping the heck out of that CRJ, so tune in. You'll get to see some really interesting airports here in the US, especially around the Midwest. No winds. Winds at Phoenix showing 00. Winds calm? Let me see. Phoenix. Yeah, winds are calm. But we're still west ops because they're probably only going to be calm for a little bit. So we'll still playing 2-5 left. Technically, Simlog, you're flying American, so he would probably give you 2-6 if you want it. Because American Park's on the north side of Phoenix, but up to you. Simlog, you got 1 sub from me. That's awesome. Just looking at the charts, you know me guys, I'm always planning ahead here. We're going to be descending soon, so let me just take a look. Bombasso got Stalker too. Awesome, man. You guys won't regret it. He's got great stuff. I'm getting tossed around up here at 260 stat nowhere weather plugin. Why don't you use Active Sky, Simmark? Although maybe Active Sky isn't accurate. I think I have this set to override the Xplane turbulence settings. I hope I do. I don't remember where that section is. Override Xplane turbulence. Yeah, I have that checked. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in tonight, man. Those of you just joining us, we had a little segment on flight dispatching and filing on VATSIM. Definitely check out the stream after it's uploaded later tonight on YouTube. Rewind it back. All of the tools and utilities and websites that I use that I talked about for dispatching the flight is available in the description section of the video, so check that out and let me know if you have any questions. Join the Discord, happy to reach out and help you guys there as well. I have Active Sky, but I'm trying to know a weather plugin for the moment. Gotcha. Use Zibo Copilot. What does that do, Greaser? Again, man, I've been away from Zibo for a while, so I know there's a lot of new enhancements and stuff. Texas, okay, back getting the kids. Spur, what's going on, man? You're back. Cool, cool. Tuck them away, man. Gonna have to catch that replay. Definitely thinking about getting back into VATSIM. Spur, I thought that flight you did this morning, that wasn't on VATSIM? Oh, that's right. No, because I remember you saying you were coming in hot and somebody said something about ATC. Yeah, you were offline. Get back into it, man. It's fun. We're actually gonna update the time here. It's getting a little bit too dark. Spur, we were talking about channels out there, man. I told everyone definitely check out your channel. You got some great stuff, and not just aviation, man. I love watching you and your better half play. What is it? Wreck-It something? That's cool on Saturday nights. That's awesome, man. Truck sim as well. I like the variety that you bring to your channel. Zibo Copilot is amazing. It's called Xanim Client. Interesting. Is that like available in here now or what? Is that another add-on? Wreckfest, that's what it's called. Mud Runner. Yep. It's cool stuff, man. I like it. Unable cruise altitude. I know, that's fine. We filed 3.5, that's why. How do I update this again? You could tell I'm an Airbus guy. Is it progress? Flags? Can you not update it after the fact? There we go. That looks better. Thanks, bro. Really appreciate it, Mrs. Spur, and I really enjoyed and having everyone drop in and hang out. It's cool, man. It's really like it's almost like a family game night atmosphere. It is awesome. I love it. Whenever I get a chance to tune in, click the link. All right, Grease. I'll check it out after the stream here. Drop it in the Discord as well, man, so everyone has that in the resources section. Redfest looks really fun. It does look fun, doesn't it, Johnny? Spur Gaming's got Bombasso's got you locked in. Thanks for the sub there, Bombasso. Awesome. Approach the top of the descent here. 28 nautical miles. Let me do this. It's our last song for the night here. Let me get the sounds back up. We do got to focus here a little bit, just a little bit, on this arrival into lovely Phoenix Sky Harbor. Looks like we've got ATC on as well. Oh, Albuquerque Center is now on. Where did he come from? 12785 and then 128.65. Albuquerque Center, good night. Southwest 1076 with you 300, 4 west of, or just crossing over Blythe.
Southwest 1076 Albuquerque Center, hello, radar contact. Descent via the Hydra 1 arrival, 25 left transition, Phoenix altimeter 29908, Bravo's on the ATIS.
Descent via the Hydra 125 left transition, we've got Bravo, Southwest 1076. Chief's in the background. Awesome, Chief. Let's do this, my friends. Let's get ready to descend here. We want to cross. Let me pull up my charts, make sure we're hitting the restrictions. Skull 280 at 25. Start that descent. 25 left, 110.75 and 258. So let's swap that. And the approach courses are set. That looks good. Decision height 200 feet.
Descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26 transition, Phoenix altimeter 29908, and you can delete all the speeds until Homer.
Did he give you something different? Is that you, Simlock? Reset 200 feet on the decision height.
Target 2792, descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, 26 transition, the Phoenix altimeter 29908. Roger, we'll descend via the Eagle 6 arrival.
Let's see, oh yeah, on my way home. On way home.
2792.
Drive safe, Chief.
Delete all speed restrictions until Homer. Roger, we'll delete all speed restrictions.
Oh, we gotta get down. 250.
And November, pass your alpha at the Sunport Airport, 12 o'clock at 8 miles.
And what's the altimeter there?
Just got it. Pass your alpha.
299.8.
Enter a right base runway tree.
Right base runway 3.
Albuquerque Center, American 386 with you, checking in, flight level 30.
I will land. 25 left's pretty short. I think that's the shortest runway of Phoenix.
Center, hello, radar contact.
So we could do flaps 40 or 30. Just depends. I think we'll leave 30. That is barrel. You're correct. My bad. I was wondering why I was what you call it so long.
American 386 descend via the Hydra 1 arrival, 25 left transition, Phoenix altimeter 29908, Bravo on the Aegis.
That's good. That looks good. Spink above 24.
American 386 descend via the Hydra 1 arrival, runway 25 left transition, altimeter 29908.
We need to start bringing this speed back. She is slippery, as Spurf found out this morning in his flight. She does not like to slow down, man.
Out of transition and pick up the Atis for American.
Zibo San Beco.
Yeah, runway 25 left transition.
25 left, transition 386.
All right, what do we got, guys? So 25 left. We've got information Bravo. We've got the radios tuned for 25 left. We've got the courses tuned for 25 left. We've also got the barrel ref set to 200. And the VREF flaps 30 137. Looking good. Here, the Zibo is slippery in the descent, though. She might, yeah, she is, man. Look alright, though. Definitely want to get on top of her early. Next restriction is below 220 at Sonora. Again, I think the VNAV profile would manage this properly, but I like to sometimes get in here and get it done ourselves. Me being an Airbus guy, usually just set managed and go, but
Center,
we'll see.
this is Redwood 2472 at flight level 340.
Redwood 2472 Albuquerque Center, hello.
Looking good. Let's let the crew know that we are descending.
4327 for 2472. And they show for that plane. It's been a great pleasure serving here, Southwest Airlines. We get the seatbelt sign on it just
Way different from the Mad Dog, for sure. Are you a Mad Dog fan too, Spur?
join the view. Pretty good money for it. We'll see you on the ground.
That's cool, man.
Redwood 2472, thanks for your contact. Welcome, Bravo's on Aegis, Phoenix.
Copy that. We have Bravo for Phoenix 2472.
Ortho looking good. One more plug, guys. Check out the Closed Traffic podcast, courtesy of our friend there, Stalker Actual Gaming. Started a little podcast. I think, what is that, third episode now? Stalker, I had the pleasure of jumping on and again shooting the breeze with him and talking about FS 2020 and TOLIS and just aviation and flight sim in general. It was a nice time spent together chatting about that stuff. So the podcast is up there. The link is up there at least, and as well as if you hit ! podcast, it'll provide the link there as well. Share it, check it out. He plans on having some additional folks on as well, additional aircraft developers, additional aviation enthusiasts, some of you other content creators out there, scenery developers. It's going to be fun, so definitely support Stalker's podcast and take a tune in. Shop talk nice, exactly. It was funny, we said, man, it's stuff that he and I talk about all the time together. It was just now recorded. So it was nothing but just a general conversation. It was pretty fun. Hey Chief, thinking about a quick weekend getaway with Mama Shark. LOL, I can't bring the laptop. Sonora below 22. Next up is
2675, contact Phoenix approach 12865. Have a good one.
2865 tonight.
19 and 15.
1,000 to go.
Missed something. Barrel of 1326 feet on the minimums.
Any J or M, just not zero.
Is it that high? Oh yeah, the elevation at Phoenix is 1135. Good catch, my friend.
Yep. Okay, in that case, make a left turn off the runway there, right on Foxtrot, and GA ramp will be in via Fox.
So let's tune that to 1150 on the landing altitude, and the decision 1326 according to the charts there.
Alaska 705, leaving my airspace, Denver Center offline, frequency change approved, have you go.
Frequency change approved, Alaska 705, thank you for the service.
Is there no quicker way to scroll this? Almost there.
Okay, about 24 Bravo, the El Paso altimeter if you need it at 2999er.
All right, that looks good on the barrel. Why is it getting so hazy? Let me look at SkyMax. Oh, this is fine. Might just be that time of day.
Caravan 24 Bravo, the El Paso altimeter 2999er.
2999 there, 24 Bravo.
This is the kind of the issue I've always had with Xplane. It's like there's some sort of visibility issue extended in the horizon. That's always plagued me with Xplane, no matter what weather engine or enhancement that I'm using. It's always an issue. It looks weird. I'm missing the chat here. Not a lot winding down for the day. Boom, 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 boom. That sky's looking sweet in the distance. Really? I think it looks weird. I think it looks off. It's very hazy. Too hazy-ish on the horizon line. I've always found that an issue on Xplane. So how does it feel, Mike? I'm just saying, how does it feel? Regarding what, my friend?
I got distracted about that. Delta 890, clear direct El Paso via or Echo Lima Papa.
What am I missing, Chief?
Direct El Paso, Delta 890, pretty good.
Alright, how we doing? Let's see. Between 17 and 11. This star into Phoenix has some very interesting gaps in the top and lower altitudes on the star. It's very interesting. I usually err on the side of caution on the lower end. It actually depends on, you know, the runway we're coming into as well. You know, if we were landing east, I'd be a little bit lower on the star, but still within restrictions of the published chart. But since we're actually coming, almost entering the downwind and then coming into 25 left, we can air it out just a little bit. Zibo. Oh, Chief, man. I think you missed that part, man. I was saying, I've been watching your stream, Spurs stream, and all the other folks out there that stream the Zibo on a constant basis, and I just had to jump back in, and it's freaking amazing, man. I love it. I was telling everyone, you know, forget PMDG. If Zibo found a way to get this thing into FS 2020, there would be no need for me to purchase PMDG. I don't know why that went away. The level of immersion and just, you know, the depth of simulation for a freeware aircraft is unheard of. Fly-by-wire is doing their thing in FS 2020, don't get me wrong. You know, they've got a little ways to go, but this is exceptional. It's like, again, check out the podcast. Johnny and I talked about this as well. Zibo was doing wizardry, man, with this aircraft. It's crazy. What's the altimeter? 2998. That looks good.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
2998. That looks good. Yeah, Phoenix is cloudy now. This isn't common for Phoenix, for real, for real. Just letting you guys know. What am I looking at? Like the cirrus clouds mainly. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's cool. Make me want to reinstall. Johnny, SkyMax, you want to reinstall SkyMax? It's heavy on frames.
Contact Phoenix approach 12865, see ya.
2865, Southwest 1076. It's heavy on frames. That's the only thing I would say. I think I'm getting 34, 35 frames, but I'm also running 4K, so I've got to take that into account as well.
Phoenix departure, United 2278. Shall we go to ground also?
Yes, sir.
Going to ground,
couple aerated. He said, Phoenix approach, good night, Southwest 1076, 14.8 on the Hydra 125 left transition. Information Bravo aboard.
Southwest 1076, Phoenix approach, Phoenix altimeter 29908, expect a visual approach on the 25 left.
Expect a visual 25 left, Southwest 1076. Alright, that's a visual approach, but we got the ILSs tuned as a backup, so no problem. Again, pretty short runway 25 left, the shortest at Phoenix. I'm going to go at auto brake 2, and we're going to really need to jump on those brakes. We can't float it out too much, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. What else am I missing? Thanks, sorry my evening's been busy, I've been in and out. No worries, man, we appreciate you. I'm always in and out as well when you guys are streaming during the day, just trying to get work done, so I get it, man, I get it. Oh heck yeah, Zibo and FS 2020, we'd be set. We wouldn't need anything else, man. We wouldn't need anything else. That haze like flying around Atlanta in August. Exactly. Dave says, meanwhile in the peanut gallery, P3D FSX devs are slashing pieces fast. Slashing prices faster than Walmart. It's funny. Yeah, those devs are trying to sell their stuff like hotcakes. I mean, it is what it is, man. Again, another thing we talked about in the podcast, like these others, the Xplane and FS 2020 is the future, for sure. For sure. Some of these other sims, you know, you're gonna have folks continue to fly them, especially when you've invested a ton of money into them. But you know, no one's really gonna purchase for those platforms anymore. So all that stuff sitting on the shelf, it's got to go. High pressure days, man. It's really hilly hazy at Phoenix sometimes. I remember the smog warnings. Stalker tapping into his regional days. I've been into Phoenix many times, like I said, for work. You know, doing this very same route, in fact, and I don't ever remember smog. Nothing like this for sure. It's usually clear and sunny. Really, Phoenix has a lot of haze. I would have thought it pretty clear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Spur. I've never seen it like this. I've been through here years ago, but don't remember much about it.
American 2792, Phoenix approach, Phoenix altimeter 29908, information Bravo is currently expected visual approach on the 26.
Again, I'm doing a little bit more thinking than I usually am. Again, I'm an Airbus guy at heart, so it's been a while since I've been in here.
75, just in maintain 4,000.
I'll make sure I've got everything situated here. Make sure we got everything going. That looks good.
Phoenix approach, American 386 with you, checking in 12,000.
American 386, Phoenix approach, Phoenix altimeter 29908, information Bravo.
Looks like more like the start of a sandstorm. It does. I live in the Texas Panhandle. We don't see a lot of haze here at all. I'm sure. See a lot of rain and humidity though, I bet, Spur. It's so crazy, like, you know, being from New York and now living in LA, you almost forget like what humidity is like. And whenever I travel back east, especially if it's the summertime, it definitely hits you, man. You're like, wow. It's interesting what being out of your, you know, a climate that you're used to for only a very short space of time can feel like. Sorry, I know that's loud. Arizona Ortho for the win. Looks good, man. Looks good. Oh no, no rain here. We're going months with no rain, and a humid day is more like, really? I thought the Panhandle was humid and rainy. So shows how much I know. Interesting. Months with no rain. That's kind of like here in Southern California. I think Andy's on the Panhandle as well. Yeah, it can definitely get smoggy. The Panhandle, it's like a high desert where you are. Wow, that's interesting, Spur. I need to bring the speed back. I was not paying attention to that. We need to be at 210. Yee. Let's throw out some spoilers, or in Boeing terminology, speed brakes. Let's do 10,000. We'll chime the cabin and let them know we are preparing for arrival.
American 2675, turn left heading 350, vectors visual approach.
350, American 2675.
We got a little rain up here in DFW last week. Yeah, it barely rains here, man. Yep, I'm between Mobile and Pensacola. Gotcha. Yeah. Tuning the backup frequency here. I think next person we're talking to is ground, so I've got that tuned in there. Again, when you're single pilot ops in an aircraft that's meant for two, you definitely want to make sure you're ahead of stuff.
2675, Phoenix Field, 11 o'clock, 9 miles, call the field.
We got it.
American 2675, clear visual approach from the 26.
Alright, we're starting to slow down here. We can stow those.
Southwest 1076, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000 Southwest 1076.
FedEx 1257, contact Albuquerque Center 12785, good night.
Gunner, you have a good morning.
Good morning.
Man, I miss Lambert's in Gulf Shores. What's Lambert's? Is that a restaurant? I miss Key West. I do miss Key West. Guys, as we make this final descent here into Phoenix Sky Harbor, I do want to tell you guys I appreciate you all coming out tonight, tuning into the channel. I hope the little tidbit about flight planning and dispatching and all that good stuff was helpful. Let me know if you have any additional questions. We'll be happy to help out. We'll probably be back here again, if not before Christmas, definitely right after, probably Saturday. So if I don't talk to you guys before then, wishing you guys, for those that celebrate, a very Merry Christmas, and for everybody else, just a general happy holidays, safe holidays.
2675, wind call on a 26 clear to land.
You and your families, man. Definitely appreciate you guys.
26 clear to land, 2675.
Need to increase that rate of descent just a little bit there. We're off the star now. It's essentially giving us vectors. They can come down a little bit faster. Actually gonna bring the speed back here just a bit. Throw out some speed brakes again.
Southwest 1076, turn left heading 350, vectors visual approach.
Left 350 vectors for the visual, Southwest 1076.
American 386, looks like you have an east transition plugged in. Fly heading 090 vectors for the visual.
Yo, he's cutting us close this high, man.
Visual, 386.
American 2675, did I already give you landing clearance?
You did.
Technically, we're supposed to be around 3,000 right now.
Southwest 1076, field, 11 o'clock, about 9 miles, call the field site.
1,000 to go.
We've got the field, Southwest 1076.
Clear, Southwest 1076, clear visual approaching at 25 left.
Clear visual, 25 left, Southwest 1076. Let me go stereo here, guys.
2792, traffic.
We might be
12 o'clock, 14 miles.
cutting this a little bit too close. I'll catch up with you guys once we land in the chat there.
Roger that. We have that traffic in sight for 2792.
American 2792, clear visual approach from a 26, caution to lake turbulence.
Clear for the visual 26, American 2792.
American 386, maintain 4,000.
1,000 to go.
4,386.
Here's our runway. Let's keep that left turn going. And actually, we should have had this on continuous at 10,000. And those landing lights, I was chatting over there. We might make it. We might make it. I don't want to do like I did on Saturday, man. We were way too fast and too hot.
So there's 1076 runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear land 25 left, Southwest 1076. On that turn there, we
American 2792, caution.
we're getting creative on our visual approach here, my friends. That's for sure. All right, drop everything. Let's go. Gear down. My aircraft.
American 2675, welcome to Phoenix left, enable ground 13255. Good night. Southwest 1075, wind calm, runway 25 left, clear to land. American 2792, runway 26, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear to land, American 2792.
American 386, fly heading 080.
08036.
I hate when ATC does that, man. There's no way, there's no reason why he should have turned me that early. We were almost into the north approach path in order to get back on here and lose some altitude and burn some speed. So I think we're okay now. We're back. You can't win with Vatsim sometimes, man. They either turn you too late or too early. The landing rate should work today, my friends, so feel free to get your lucky guests up there. Flight directors are coming off, all visual now.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
And risk approach altitude is 3,000, that's set. Again, we won't float this too much, so we just got to get her down and get her stopped. Very short, not very short, but relatively short runway here for this airport. I got 3 whites, 1 red, coming back on profile now.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue on landing.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ah!
10.
Damn. Alright, manual braking. That was terrible, man. We pulled that throttle back way too early, and we lost all that energy and just... Damn. Alright, we're down.
Able cross 25 right at Foxtrot 4 on the ground 13255 the other side, good night.
25 right at Foxtrot ground, other side, good night, 1076. Damn it,
American
man.
386, turn left heading 35.
Oh, this ain't no Airbus, that's for sure. Auto brake disarmed over the ground. Geo, for real. Oh man, I'm gonna have to refund some passengers after that one. Jeez, that was bad, man. I ain't have a landing like that in a long time. It felt good. I pulled the throttles back way too early.
Good flight.
There's our APU.
Okay, going over to 12865. United 2278. Good night. Good night. Happy holidays. Many happy returns. Thank you.
Landing gears busted for sure. Ground, good evening, Southwest 1076. Parking Delta 4. Good night.
Southwest 1076, Delta 4, taxi via Echo at Delta 10 into the ramp.
Echo Delta 10 into the ramp, Southwest 1076. Jeez, boy.
Southwest 1076, disregard that. Echo Delta 11 in the ramp, my bad.
What? Echo Delta 11 to the ramp, Southwest 1076. He wants us to keep going. Simlog, man, I hope you land better than that. Ay, ay, ay. That was terrible. We're gonna watch that replay for sure. It felt good, man. I just pulled those throttles back too early. Hey, we down safe, right? We down relatively safe. No worries, just a little firm. You're fine. It was good though. Nah, man, that's not a Micslmn landing. I don't like it. We'll see though. We'll have to we'll check out the replay, see what we did wrong. I already know. It was the throttles. You got to fly the aircraft all the way down, man, and I tried to get her down a little bit too softly and pull those throttle back a little bit, just a little bit too premature. So we'll be all right.
Good evening.
Hot skipper. Don't sweat it. Gia has all the Gia have these all the time, trying with the honeycomb. Oh man. Gotta get the kids in bed. Spur, take it easy, man. We will catch you on the flip side. Say hello to Mrs. Spur for us, man. You guys have a great and Merry Christmas. Captain Shaquille Oatmeal, what is going on, my friend? You just missed the ridiculously hard landing. Awesome stream, Mike. Awesome stream, but not an awesome landing. I appreciate you guys nonetheless. Simlaw, did you land yet, man? Where you at? They're gonna pull me off the line for that one. Let's see. Delta 4. We're just gonna park right up here. APU is available. That looks good.
Got American
Get our
491
strobes off.
holding India short of Charlie for taxi.
American 491, make a American 491 running 25 right, taxi by Charlie Romeo Echo 13. Please beat company 8321 coming down Charlie.
Charlie Romeo.
Turn right in here.
You said give way or?
Hey, Warden, hello, good night. How you doing?
I know, we'll go in front of him. Alright,
Captain, living the dream, learn how to make some moonshine.
92, make way for company on Charlie.
Roger that, we'll be going in gate out.
Yo, that landing was something fierce. Micslmn, you're not alone, man. I took the Mad Dog out of Sarasota. The Mad Dog out of Sarasota to the neighborhood. You took out the neighborhood with the Mad Dog, man. It happens, man. It happens.
American 386.
You got a marvelous stream. That's all that matters.
By Bravo Tango Seattle.
Big up yourself. I appreciate you, Chief.
Behind the 321.
I loved being here with you all tonight, man. That's all that matters. We're still gonna check the replay though.
Yeah, Bravo Tango Charlie behind company 321.
See what the heck that was about.
Bravo Tango Charlie 3.
Simlog, that sounds like you. You landed? How was that, man? Damn, I missed my track IR. Let's see. Get this straightened out.
Phoenix Ground Giant 790 Heavy, IFR clearance to Louisville.
Giant 790 Heavy, good evening. Phoenix Ground cleared at Louisville by the Broke 1
Golden.
departure from Maxwell transition.
APU. Gotta get that over.
Departures online 128.65. Squawk 07.
And kill those engines.
Giant 790 Heavy is cleared to Louisville via the Broke 1 departure, Maxwell transition, S-File climb via the SID. Departures 2865 and squawk 0771.
Seatbelt signs coming up.
Repex correct. Push and start at discretion. Expect 25 right for departure.
We'll do all that other stuff later. Let me go check this replay. 55 minutes, wheels up to wheels down. Seven-Law, did you? I think you landed, right? All right, we're gonna disconnect here.
790 heavy. 790 heavy.
Let's check out that freaking flight. Let's see. Too loud, man. Yeah, we just lost energy, man, and we bounced. Oh my goodness. Poor energy management. Back for a bit, cool. Wait, can you say your name? Micslmn, man. Micslmn, Captain Jack. Micslmn, that's how you say it. Just call me Mike, guys. Just call me Mike. Yo, that was bad. Oh my goodness. That's what it was though, man. We were bang on. We just lost energy. A little bit too quick on the trigger there with the throttles. Right wing strike? No, it wasn't that bad. Let me look. Sheesh. I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah. Listen, guys, we'll get it next time. I promise you. My visual was rough, but I got it down one piece. Yep, FO took that one. We're putting that on the FO's report card. I'm telling you, man, they're going to pull me off the line after that one. Listen, we're on the center line. It looked good. It felt good. I just came off the throttles a little bit too quickly. We lost all of that energy and planted it right into the runway. So it happens to the best of us. He was, Cam Shack. He was. You didn't break nothing. I didn't break nothing. Got a bunch of upset passengers, but other than that, it was fine. Guys, man, it's been a blast. I know it's late for some of you out there on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. It's been fun. I will probably be back. I can't talk. Probably be back after Christmas, probably Saturday. We'll see. With another stream. So if I don't talk to some of you, man, well, that turned you way too soon. They did turn me way too soon, but I did have I had plenty of time to have a stable approach. I'm not gonna blame ATC for this one. I'm gonna own all of this. This was on me. But again, guys, if I don't talk to you guys, man, you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Stay safe out there. Appreciate each and every one of you. You guys take care, man. And Micslmn is out of here. We'll see you.